Good evening everyone and welcome back as we are looking again at the FIFA 22 career mode. Today we're going to be looking at the cheapest 80 plus potential players you can buy in League 2. Now if you are working from a budget and you want to go from the bottom of League 2 all the way up to the top of the Premiership, this will be your starting list. Everyone on this list can be obtained for under $1 million, and really these players will take you all the way. They're all 80 plus potential, they're all fantastic young players. Right, we're going to work through in position order, and we're starting things off with Kanaya Boyce Clark, 59 rated, 81 potential, 640,000 to 900,000, and if you can trade the right players to Reading, you could get him even cheaper than that. This guy's a real steal, to be honest. 81 potential is absolutely fantastic. The only issue you have is the 59 current ability is not the best for League 2. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. However, if you do make him your number one, chances are he will be close to, if not already, a 65 by the end of the season, which should make him very strong for you. Next up though, if you want a slightly stronger goalkeeper, we've got Xavier Zykonsky. Now it does say 1.05 to 1.5 million, however, with the player swaps you can easily get this guy for around about 500k. And he only has an 80 potential, but he is 63 starting ability, so he is stronger than Boyce Clark in that situation. So for me, this is a good option if you're a little bit worried about Boyce Clark being too weak for you. But obviously it's going to cost you a little bit more money potentially. But there are two strong goalkeeping options there that will both cover you. Next on, we move into the defensive positions then. Now, I couldn't really find any right backs and left backs for under $1 million, but we do have two strong centre backs. First of all, we have William Pacho from Independiente del Valle. This guy between 870 and 1.25 million. Again, with player swaps, you can get this guy for virtually nothing. 61 current ability, 81 potential, very good, strong player. No traits, but yeah, really useful. Very, very useful. I've used him a little bit so far this year, and he has been very, very strong for me. And we're going to team him up alongside the 16-year-old Alexios Kalgaropoulos, 950 to 1.4 million. You may be able to play a sort of Olympiacos, depends which team you are and how many strong players you have. If not, then you're going to be scraping the top end of $1 million to try and squeeze this guy in. But 62 current ability, 82 potential. It's not worth moaning about, to be honest. This guy alongside Pacho at centre-back will give you a strong core all the way up to the Premiership. Next up, then we move into a central defensive midfield position with Rasul Ndaye, 930 to 1.25 million for the CDM / centre mid, 61 starting ability. As you can see, he's already up to a 62 in the first 2 weeks that I've been scouting these players, so he goes up pretty quickly, and he has an 80 potential. So again, a very strong player, can sit in front of those two centre backs, Pacho and Kalgaropoulos, and be a very solid back three for you. Now moving into the winger position, we have Ronaldo Chacon, 62 current ability, 80 potential. Again, it's 1.1 to 1.6, but with player trades from Deportivo Táchira, you will be able to get this guy easily for under $1 million, if not even under 500,000, which is very possible as well, depending on who you've got to offer. So again, a very good option from Venezuela. Yeah, 63 current ability is going to make him pretty good in League 2 to start things off, and an 80 potential as well. Next up, we have got centre mid / right mid in Warren Bondo, 62 rated, 80 potential, 870 to 930 is the value you're looking at, and that's a very good value for a player with that 80 potential. Again, very useful. Does have the technical dribbler trade, and does have some decent pace as well. So, useful player. A lot of work to be done on him, don't get me wrong, but a player who's going to take you all the way to the Premiership with that 80 potential. Next up, again on the cheaper side, we've got Alex Robertson from Ross County, 700 to 960,000. He starts the game as a 58. As you can see, he's got to a 59 already, and he has a potential of 81. So this is a good, solid player who's going to take you the whole way, and you can pick him up on a budget pretty easily as well. Ross may take a player swap, I can't promise it. It depends who you are and who you have available. But even if they don't take a player swap, this is a very good value deal for a player that has an 81 potential. Next up on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, we've got Marek Starzinski, 910 to 1.25 million from Wisla Krakow. This guy, there's always good Polish players every single year, and they've always got good pace. That's one thing I've noticed about this the last few years I've been doing these videos. We had Jozwiak, we had Szymanski, and now we've got Starzinski as well, with some cracking pace as a Polish winger. So definitely worth a look. Again, with player trades, you can easily get this guy for under $1 million. But even without player trades, you can pick him up for under $1 million if you do well enough in the negotiations. Now, a player that can cover that left-back spot we were talking about earlier, we have Omar Campos. He is 62 rated with an 80 potential. Very strong player, like I said, can play that left-back position, which is very, very useful at this point in time. Does have the early crosser and speed dribbler traits, as well as some decent pace and acceleration and balance as well. So very useful. I mean, if you want to play with maybe wing-backs, this guy will be absolutely perfect for that. He's very attacking, as you can see with his work rates. Again, a fantastic player who definitely is worth picking up early in the game. Next up then we've got Zhao Grimaldo, who can play central attacking midfield as well as a right winger. Starts at a 61 with a potential of 80. Again, with player trades, you can easily get this guy very, very cheap, but without player trades, 790 to 1.05 million is what our assistant says. Again, a very strong player, medium work rates, decent pace, no traits. A player you're definitely going to have to build up, because he's only 61, but still an absolute bargain for that high potential. Next up, we've got a cam/central midfielder in Marek Kajard, something like that. 980,000 to 1.4 million. Again, you can squeeze in for under $1 million. However, with player trades, if Red Bull Salzburg want to take any of your players, you could get him for even cheaper than that. A good strong player, good high attacking work rates, which is great for a cam. Good sprint speed and agility as well, so definitely one to keep an eye on, and if you've got the money, definitely one to grab. Next up then we've got Wilfried Gnonto, centre forward, left mid and striker, 58 rated with that potential of 80. So this is one of your more bargain plays, but again, 58 rated is pretty low for League 2. It's on the lower side. However, by utilising him as part of your first team, he will be able to raise himself up those stats pretty quickly, and with the right development plans and that, you could have yourself an absolute future star here with that 80 potential. Again, no traits, medium work rates, and decent pace and agility as well. So you've got some raw talents to work with, but you obviously need to build him up to become a useful member of your first team. Next up, we've got left winger, right midfielder, Fernando Olao, 61 to 81 rated, 770 to 830. Again, a strong player you can pick up very early on, and Club Cerro Porteña will probably take some player trades from you as well. Medium work rates, but apart from that, no stats really stick out too much. He's a speed dribbler as an AI thing, but yeah, definitely a good player to pick up, and again, quite cheap at that 770 to 830 mark. Next up then, Julio Cesar Enciso, right mid from Paraguay's Club Libertad, 770 to 800 for the player who is 61 at the beginning, 81 potential. Those wages are nice and low as well. No traits on this one, but a high attacking work rate, and again, decent speed and acceleration and decent winger stats as well in the yellow, ball control, crossing and dribbling. So you've got a good basis there to work on, but again, he's going to need a little bit of building up at the beginning of the game to make him completely useful for you. Next up then, we've got Jose Riasco, 600 to 860,000 for the striker, who starts as a 58 and moves up to an 80. As you can see, he's already up to a 59 already, so utilising this guy as part of your first team will definitely speed that up, and with the right development plans, you're looking at another very good striker for the future. Cheap, like I said, medium work rates, got good jumping and strength as well, and good head accuracy as well. So this looks more like your target man sort of striker. Not going to be the paciest, which is not great for me. I need a lot of pace, but if you're looking for a target man to sit up there and sort of get a hold of those goal kicks or free kicks and stuff like that, or head the ball into the back of the net, then Jose Riasco could be the man you're looking for. Next up, Juan David Karabali. 550 to 810,000, starts at a 58, moves up to an 80 potential. This guy, medium work rates, and this guy is the speedier one. So he's got your pace, he's got your stamina. So playing this guy up front alongside Riasco will give you the best of both worlds by the looks of it. Again, yeah, he's not very good in the air at all, really, is he, compared? So, yeah, this is your pacey striker, this is your fast striker, and Riasco is your big target man. So putting these two guys up front will give you the best of both worlds. And finally, we've got Ricky J. Jones, a player who's been available the last few years, 61 rated, 850,000 to 1.2 million, 60 starts up to an 80. As you can see, he's already got to a 61. He has a high attacking work rate. He's got very good pace and sprint speed. I mean, look how good that is. If you really want someone to run into the distance and get behind that defensive line, Ricky J. Jones is your man. If you're like me and you're dependent on pace, Karabali and Ricky J. Jones will be a fantastic forward pair for you. If you want that extra tall guy as well, you've got Riasco. And of course, traits-wise, he's also got speed, dribbler, but that's a CPU trait, so you won't really get much use out of that. 6 foot as well. This guy does seem like a really good shout. That high attack and work rate with that incredible pace will be a very effective way to play the game, especially if you like me and just try and get the through balls behind the defensive line all the time. But there we go. Hopefully that video has been useful for you guys. Of course, if it has, hit that like button, and of course subscribe if you would like to see some more. If I've missed anyone that you think is available for a very good price in League 2, please do let me know in the comment section down below, and I can include them in a future list when we do go through these, because this does change throughout the season. Whenever there's an update, players become available, players become not available anymore, so it will be something I will revisit in the future. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Good night, God bless, I'll be see you next time, bye bye.